How's it going, John?
Oh, it is going well tonight. How are you?
That's good. I I'm very excited to announce that we are moving back into our kitchen.
That is awesome news. Uh, is it done, or are you just coping with the last few,
Uh
0.01%?
there's a 0.01%,
Of
right?
course.
There's a little bit of caulking that has to get fixed. There's a couple things like corners that missed trim needs to be fit, it's 99.9% done. Done enough that we spent the weekend, the long holiday weekend,
Mm-hmm.
moving everything back in, and then I spent, yesterday and today trying to find everything because I don't know where I put it because it's not in the usual drawers.
Right. You need a printer, a little label maker.
Label maker. That's
Plates,
right. We should
plates
ruin
here.
our new
Put
kitchen
it on your new.
by
Exactly.
sticking
That's what I was going to say.
sticky notes
Put some
everywhere.
stickers on your brand new cabinets. It'll be great.
Yeah. Because some stuff went back into the same relative position. Other stuff is
Not so much.
on the other side of the kitchen. So, because we had an island and we got rid of an island. So
Right.
now things that were in the island are, where's that again?
Uh-huh.
Where are the pots and pans now?
I'll give it a week, and then
Yeah.
that's a long tail. Christmas,
Yeah,
you'll still
yeah.
be like, wait, what happened to the turkey pan?
Yeah, well, to be fair, we had our other kitchen for 20 years and I would do that every year. So that was not a kitchen problem. That's a me problem.
Well, yeah, that's all good. Well, that is exciting.
It was, and we've already started a couple fun projects. So I think I mentioned that this new stove has an insert that you pop out so that you can put a nice round bottom wok in it.
Yes,
So I had bought a
that's right.
fancy round bottom carbon steel wok, and
Okay.
I watched YouTube videos,
Okay.
channeling John. I watched YouTube videos on how to properly season a wok.
Okay.
And then daughter number one and I, who are big fans of wok food, made chicken fried rice,
Yum.
and it was super tasty. I don't know that it was any tastier because it came out of that wok versus it coming out of any other pan, but it was still super tasty.
All right.
And getting used to the paddle that you flip, it's flipping stuff around in the wok was kind of fun, flipping stuff, rice chunks going to the other side of the kitchen on accident occasionally. That was fun. But we're learning.
It does take a little bit of skill.
Yeah. And then tonight, daughter number one we made homemade butternut squash raviolis. Like,
Oh,
made the pasta, made the inside, made everything from scratch.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase. She made everything from scratch. I helped with the ravioli assembly.
okay.
So
Manual labor.
and manual labor, yes. And that was great fun. It's all fun stuff. So I'm very excited about the new kitchen, being able to use it. I'm looking forward to, baking bread and doing some other fun things. So
Yeah, that is super exciting.
that was pretty much my whole weekend, moving into the kitchen. Yeah.
Kitchen related. My fridge is dying, or something is wrong with my fridge.
Oh no.
and so I have an appointment for the appliance people. The soonest they could come out is, I guess it's still another week and a half. It was, 2 weeks from Monday, this past Monday. And so I'm like, at least it is still cooling, but like something's wrong because the water, like it won't dispense any water, and the light doesn't come on when you open it. That's why I assume it's like a door sensor maybe, but I'm poking the sensors and stuff like that, and it's not doing anything. So I kind of have homework a bit in the sense that I need to watch some YouTube videos. I need to see if it's easy to replace sensors. So if it's easy and I can get them and I can try it before the appliance people come out, and it's cheap enough to just buy them and try them, then I might try to make the appliance repaired person mad when they come out and have like an even worse working fridge than it is at the moment. No, I don't know. So we'll see. But it was funny because I put a bunch of stuff in the fridge, and then I closed the doors, and the door is still open. Light was on there, and the fridge like beeps at you if the door is open for more than 30 seconds or something. Right. It's got a little red light on the front panel, and I'm like, all the doors are closed. So I carefully opened every door, kind of made sure everything was closing, reclose, and then I was like, that's really, really weird. So, and I gave it a little bit of time to see if, I don't know. A, I'm lazy. B, sometimes they just fix themselves. And so, but half an hour later, it still has a red light on, even though I know that, the doors are closed and everything's good. So I'm like, all right, well, now my next thing is to reboot the fridge. So, which you can't easily get to the plugs for fridges without pulling them out. So I went down and I flipped the breaker for the kitchen, and
the nuclear option.
Well, it's in the range, I guess, so to speak. But so then I come up and the fridge reboots and beeps and says power failure. And I'm like, yeah, he had a power failure. So then, but the red door light is not on. Now, I haven't touched the doors at all. All I've done is done the breaker. So I'm like, oh, okay. So the default state of the broken sensor is closed, is my guess. This is like just total guesstimate. But It still doesn't work when you open, you close, you do whatever else. So my inexpert diagnosis is that it is the sensor. Well, I don't know why. Like if there's a sensor on both sides. I was going to say that it's the sensor on the side of the door that has the ice machine and water in it, because the ice machine, like it will not dispense ice. So I think that it can't tell whether that door is open or closed or something, and so it's without that sensor being properly registering, I think that it's not dispensing water. I don't know. I really don't. So
okay,
I've got some homework.
Well, hey, I took your suggestion and tried OfferUp to sell our old fridge.
Yeah,
it was a pleasant experience.
Really?
I listed the fridge on there, and within a day, I had 2 serious offers, and one guy who was, I'm traveling, I'll come pick it up, and I'll pay you cash, and
okay,
it was very nice, very thumbs up experience for me, and it was nice because I didn't have to give anybody my phone number. And you did all the communication in the app. So anyways, so far, I think I will try that over Craigslist if I need to sell anything now.
Well, I have not actually done it myself. So I'm glad to have your recommendation, because I've got a couple of things I need to get rid of. I got a lot of things I need to get rid of, but...
Well, I've now listed 2 additional things on there, and they've been up for 4 days now and not a single bite. But maybe it's just not something people are interested in.
Not the same sort of
thing. Or I've priced them incorrectly. We'll see. I'll give it a few more days. But
price matters.
Anyways.
Price matters.
Yep.
Well, this is a big week because this is the week they, at least in Oregon, kids go back to school.
Yes.
Or at least in our part of Oregon. Everything begins. So today was actually the first day of school for non-freshmen at the high school. And, I I look at my kids' classes. I'm like, those are some good classes. You're gonna have a good year. I'm excited. So I can't actually be too excited because then that if dad's excited in it, then
then it's not cool anymore.
Does too much. It's not cool. I mean, it's not cool anyway because of what I do for a living. But my older boys in both web design and computer game design and personal finance. So like three of John's either. I guess web design is not exactly a profession, but it's tangentially related to. I grew up with the flash
blink tag.
Or blink tag. Thank you. Oh, sorry. See, I'm old.
Or if you were on Windows, you got the marquee tag.
Oh, yeah, I did not do that. But I still remember my, probably the first like official website I made, which had like the under construction logo and the like a green background with the, images of, I don't know, it was like very, Ent or wizardy kind of stuff with like, branches with thorns and stuff. It was so fancy. And in, circa, I don't know, 94.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Long time ago.
Anyway.
In a galaxy far, far away.
So I'm excited though. See what happens with that. It'll be good.
Yeah.
And both kids are in chemistry. So I'm like, chemistry is like applied physics. So, if you want any help, again, I'm sure Dad.
Yeah. My boy came back super excited about physics and astronomy.
Ooh, cool.
He thinks that's going to be his favorite class. He really liked the teacher, and he was like, it's going to be so cool, Dad. I'm like, all right, sounds awesome to me.
Is it physics and astronomy?
Physics in astronomy. So it's astronomy. It's astronomy and all the physics that have astronomical. Astrological is not the right way. Yeah. Astronomical. Thank you. Astronomical.
Astrological is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Even if it does involve some stars, but they're different kinds of stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that'll be fun. And he ended up with they have A day, B day, right? So they only do 4 classes a day.
Yeah.
And somehow he worked out, his schedule worked out where he has one day with all his hard classes, IB, math, IB, Lit and Lang, physics, and I don't remember his other one. And then his other day is like outdoor rec, advisory, photography too. He's got, right. I got a hard day and an easy day, Dad. It's going to be great. So he's excited.
I don't know. I think I'd prefer to have 2 hard classes and 2 easy classes every day. But that'll see.
To each his own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
See. Yep.
Well,
fun stuff.
Perhaps final, probably not. But B update of the year is I tested. I went and tested mites this afternoon. And in my most populous colony, I only really tested the one because they didn't have, what's called a brood break. But if you requeen or if they lose the queen or something like that, then there's no eggs for a full cycle. And the mites breed in the pupa, and so if you have a brood break, then your mite load will go down because the mites can't breed while the bees aren't breeding or growing. So I only had 3 mites in my count, which is pretty low, especially for this time of year. So I'm excited about that. I still started the mite treatment, which is a little late for it, but it's a pretty lightweight one. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited about that. So it's time to start feeding my bees and putting them to bed for the winter. Although Sure does not seem like winter around these places.
No,
Pity California at the moment.
Yeah, we're still a little warm for typical September around here, but
right,
all good.
Right.
So,
all right.
Did you catch much of the Apple event today?
I caught none of it, which is not. I'm in the market, or my wife's in the market for a new watch because her watch took a 2-story fall and did not survive, and so I I was supposed to watch the event, and see what happened, but no. So you gonna enlighten me? What's the word?
Well, so they mostly talked about the new watch, is it Apple
8.
Watch 8? I don't even remember.
8.
Is it the 8? Yeah. So it's the Apple Watch 8 and the new iPhone 14. Those are the two things. They have these new AirPod Pros, but I can't stand the AirPod Pros. So the watch was fascinating because they have the low end watch, the regular watch, and they now have this, I think it's called the Apple Watch Ultra, which is a completely different body design, and it's much more ruggedized. You can take it way underwater. It can go into, freezing temperatures or super hot temperatures. It's not got the edge-to-edge glass. It's titanium around the edges, and then the glass is inlaid so it doesn't get scratched.
Oh, interesting.
And it's 49 millimeters. So I think the watch sizes are 42 big. And 44 now. Is that right?
I want to say 41 and 45 or something like that. But so they're around there.
What? Yeah. They used to be 38 and 42. Now they're 40 and 44, I think. Anyways, doesn't matter. So the new watch stuff, there was nothing that jumped out at me saying, oh, I absolutely have to have that now. But it's just a continual upgrade. The iPhone, what was the fun stuff on the iPhone? They really dug deep into the whole computational photography, and the fancy feature this time is now your phone, if you're lost in the woods, can actually communicate with a satellite. So it's not satellite calling, so it's not texting.
It's not a sat phone.
Random stuff. It's not a sat phone, but they've apparently developed software so that you can kind of hold your phone and it kind of guides you to point directly at a satellite. So it needs line of sight. Get it to point at a satellite, and then you can text an SOS. So it's an emergency only option to get help in places where there's no cell service. So I don't think it was all that. There was nothing that I thought, ooh, that's the coolest thing ever, because I don't think most people won't ever care about the satellite phone. And it, like, the watch features were all for people who are much more active and much more outdoorsy than I am. So, improved battery life and
says the guy who hiked Mount St. Helens last week.
That's the only thing I do once a year. Just, to say, it sounds cool to say I hiked a volcano. But anyway, so not a whole ton. I was not like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Although, the one thing they did come out with is the new iPhone 14 Pro comes in a purple color. And that happens to be my favorite color. And not that I'm going to go buy something just for the color. But I am tempted to go buy something just for the color.
Well, this is my wife's year for a phone. If she wants to, upgrade, just as we generally have alternated, and with her broken watch, I may be into Apple for a couple grand or something. I don't know, grand or so, between a watch and a potential new phone.
Right.
So yeah, I gotta go see what those are, and actually I gotta see when the watch it can be ordered, because last week she's like, okay, well, go buy me another watch, and I'm like, I think they're going to announce new watches, like maybe like next week. She's like, all right, I'll wait a week.
I think it's October.
So,
if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I should go figure out what it is so I can tell her what the potential was. I thought there was supposed to be, the rumors at least was there was another human what do they call it, quant skin temperature or something like that. Was there a sensor that you can tell your temperature?
Yes.
Okay.
I think, it'll keep track of your body temperature.
Right, okay. That was in the rumors that I read.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. The rumor site clearly had lots of the stuff.
To be fair, I had that going off on the side.
Yeah.
While I was doing other work, and occasionally when a word would
trigger
catch my ear, I'd turn and watch it for a sec,
and
then I would go back to work. So I wasn't paying full. I didn't watch the whole thing paying full attention.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe I might be able to. I don't know if I'll bother watching it, but I'll read one of the summary articles.
Yeah.
So that'll be
There's
cool. Okay.
Plenty of those.
Pick
your favorite tech website. It has one.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, my topic today.
All right.
Is not really security related.
You're going to make me cry.
It's mostly security. So I feel
is it obscurity?
Like I can get away with this. No, apparently there's a new USB-C naming convention, and I already ruined my joke because I was going to transition from the Apple event with the question, what did not come up at the Apple event? USB-C on the phones. There was rumors that they were finally going to go with USB-C for the phones. That was not part of the Apple event, even though USB-C is now being mandated among, certain countries and geographies are forcing vendors to standardize on their connectors for charging and whatnot. And USB-C would be one. The iPhone, there's a better word than stubbornly has not migrated to the USB-C charger. Anyways, USB 4 is coming out soon. So right now we're all on USB 3, but it's USB-C connector, USB 3. Now they're coming out with USB 4, and just to outdo themselves, they're going to call it USB 4 version 2.
Oh my gosh.
Because USB 4 is not enough. No, so the article link is the Ars Technica article.
What was version 1?
It almost hilarious. I have no clue. So version 1, let's see. It says it's got greater bandwidth, 40 gigabit per second. USB 4 2.0 will operate at 80 gigabits per second. So the current USB 4 by default operates at 40 gigabits per second, but depending on the cable and the type of connector, it may max out at 20 gigabits per second, because who knows? It's not like every cable works for everything.
I need standard colors for the cables or something.
Yeah, something.
Like, give me something
so that you know.
Give me something that I hate HDMI for this. Like, already.
HDMI is in the same bucket,
with a passion. and especially since they have the HDCP, I think is what it's called. Yes. This is where John has already turned into a complete old man because I have friends who are like, oh, you got to use a HDMI 2.1 cable or newer or whatever. And I'm like, how do I go, this is also my problem. I go to my box of cables and I grab out an HDMI cable and I plug an HDMI into an HDMI and then I get like an error and I'm like, throw out the cable, go try another one. It's well, my favorite, in reality, I shouldn't have the box of cables. I should just assume that by the time I pull that cable back out of the box, it's going to be obsolete. And that's totally going to happen with the USB-C as well.
Yes. Yeah. My favorite line in the whole article, which I think is a brilliant line, is the new type of USB 4 will continue the USB IF. I guess that's the naming group.
Industry forum of some sort.
Yeah, industry. Yeah. The new type of USB 4 will continue the USB IF's questionable naming scheme that only its members and a Thumbtack and string covered Corkboard can truly appreciate.
I love it.
That is a brilliant line right there. I love it because then it drops right into, when it's all said and done, it'll seem you'll be able to find USB-C ports that are USB 4 version 2, USB 4 version 1, USB 3.2 Gen 2x2x2, USB 3.2 Gen 2, USB 3.2 Gen 1, or USB 2.0, and some will opt for Intel Thunderbolt certification. And so...
Oh my gosh.
Technology is wonderful, but the inmates are running the asylum.
I'm not sure that the inmates are still in the asylum. Like there has been.
They're commingling with the break. HDMI folks.
Again, commingling, I am not sure, captures the strength of the relationships. Sorry. Okay.
All right. There's my article. Maybe you actually have an actual security related article.
I do. Well, I have, did I have one? I have 1.5, I think, is my second one.
I'll
actually security related. Kinda. Okay. Well, my, my first is, just, it's a breach of the week, I guess. Kinda, in the sense that the IRS is, not immune to leaving files on open websites that include personally identifiable information for months.
Oops.
So this was I will link to the NPR article here, but this was says about 120,000 taxpayers was private information was made public by the Internal Revenue Service. The agency announced last Friday. And it was from people that filed a Form 990T, which I didn't even know what it is. Well, I still don't know what it is. So I assume that you and I and most of the people that we are know are not filing a 990T. But it says it's a business tax return used by tax-exempt organizations. So there's probably a number of
political places,
503Cs or something like that are worried about that, if that's what that is. So it said it was accessible to download on the irs.gov website's search engine for about a year. So
that's a long time.
That's a long time. It's about 365 days, give or take.
And I guess the plus side is, just coming out now, it must not have had enough useful information that anybody really cared about.
I'm guessing the number of people searching 990T or whatever the search term would have wound up coming up to them. I don't know. Because there was something in here, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. It says the agency blamed a human coding error that went under the radar for months until an employee recently noticed the mistake. So I guess maybe it was, presumably they have data about whether it was downloaded, but I didn't see anything in the article about that. But so if it was discovered by an employee, there's a chance that it was not found externally, but who wouldn't want to bet on it? And evidently, the IRS is required to notify Congress of any incident involving more than 100,000 individuals under the Federal Information Security Modernization Act. And, according to Citizens United, companies are individuals. So, that's 120,000. Sorry, that's a joke. I mean, I wish it was a joke, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's see. It says that they did not have data by like social security numbers, income information, or quote, other sensitive information that could impact a taxpayer's credit. Although that seems like a weird thing to worry about, but I guess. So anyway, that's my first. Says that it's been fixed but they had to notify Congress, and so therefore the Wall Street Journal got a copy of the letter to Congress and blah blah blah. So that is that one. And then my second one. So I mean, this was a long weekend, and I was not online this weekend. I was very much offline this weekend, and so I was like, it seems like it's been a relatively slow news week. Either that or I've just been like really busy, which is actually probably more the latter. But so this is an article from a couple months ago. You want another reason to not like Facebook, right? You're always up.
No, I don't need any additional reasons. I'm good.
All full up here. Well, so this was an article from July that was about how and I would never notice this because I also let's see. Seems like I had to do something. What did I have to do? I don't remember. It seemed like there was something I had to do on Facebook a while back because I've not deleted that account, but I've logged in since I don't even know when. Except I did something not too terribly long ago. Anyway, the Facebook URLs have been changed. Mm-hmm. And they've been changed to replace the parameters with essentially an encrypted URL. So that, hypothetically at least, so that browsers like Mozilla and Brave that remove tracking identifiers in the, parameters of the URL can't do that. So, there used to be a, question mark FBCLID or something like that with the, the client ID. But now it's just encrypted. Well, the article said encrypted. Let's use the word encoded because I don't actually know what or whether there's actually any encryption involved. Actual URL that is can't be segmented into tracking parts and non-tracking parts. Although, and this is actually why I kind of pulled this out, but Facebook actually gave these people or a statement that says, according to the company, the change has nothing to do with URL stripping and user tracking, but is a countermeasure against scrapers. We changed the ID component of these URLs as a privacy measure intended to deter scrapers from collecting and potentially misusing people's Facebook IDs. These modified IDs aren't used to track people and have not been designed to prevent browser tools from removing tracking components from the URL, according to a Meta spokesperson.
Okay.
Want to buy a bridge?
Hi.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's not a security related, privacy invading, privacy evasion, or privacy protection evading. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the general intent of this is the article at least. So, Firefox added. So this was July. So that's when Facebook started doing this. So Mozilla introduced support for URL stripping in June. So I'm sure the July is coincidental. Yes,
exactly.
Jinx. Yell me a Coke. So,
we're back to grade school now.
the net of it is that just changing how they track, but still that as part of the URL, it would be a simple matter for the tracking strippers. The tracking protection feature has they've got a content file that tells them how what to remove, and
right.
A content update would allow that to be fixed. Whereas if they encode the whole URL, including any parameters that they want to extract and leverage, I mean, who knows? It looks maybe they're just throwing a JOT token in there. I don't know, but it says so. Main issue here is that it's no longer possible to remove the tracking part of the URL since Facebook merged it with the required part of the web address. So there you go. More reasons to not use Facebook.
I didn't need any, but thanks.
You're welcome. I live to serve. All right. How about something fun?
All right. So my something fun comes from Australia. So
I saw this.
Foreign Intelligence Cybersecurity Agency, the Australian Signals Directorate, minted limited edition commemorative coins, 50,000 of them. And I actually don't know if they sold them on their website or if they gave them out somehow. Anyways, the coins on it had a bunch of clues and 4 different layers of encryption that you could look through the clues on both sides, and they were, it's a challenge, see who can correctly break all the layers. And apparently, shortly after the coin was launched, I guess it was at 8:45 a.m. they launched the coin and put a web form online that said, hey, if you think you've got the answers, fill in the form. And a 14-year-old boy from Tasmania figured out all 4 layers in just over an hour. So
that is awesome.
A 14-year-old kid in Tasmania who solved the layers of encryption. So the spokesperson is Miss Noble. Yesterday said the coin celebrated the work of the agency's members and the evolution of code breaking, and all those who cracked the codes could be, quote, pretty well placed, close quote, to get a job at the Australian Signals Directorate.
Hey, little kid, want an internship?
Yeah, she says, we thought this was a really fun way to engage people in code breaking, with the hope that if they make it through all 4 levels of coding on the coin, maybe they'll apply for a job. There are no, she also noted there are no classified messages on the coins. They were just some wonderful, uplifting messages. And then she goes on to reveal that there is a 5th level of encryption on the coin, which no one has broken yet. So
interesting.
Good on you, 14-year-old boy from Tasmania.
That's cool.
Please don't hack my computer.
Use your powers for good. With great power comes great responsibility.
Good. Anyways, that's my something fun. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is definitely fun. And that is awesome. So my something fun is actually the complete opposite of fun, but I thought it would be,
I did
fitting, I guess, to mention that Peter Eckersley, who developed. He was an EFF fellow, I think, worked for the Electronic Frontier Foundation for many years. But he's the one of the creators of Let's Encrypt, CertBot, Privacy Badger, HTTPS Everywhere, SSL Observatory, and Panopticlick, which was later called Cover Your Tracks. But he died this week of, and he was young. He was like 43 years old. So as somebody who is older than 43 years old, when I saw his date of birth, I was like, what? Really? So
I don't think you can underestimate how much Let's Encrypt changed the web.
Right. I don't think you could overstate that.
Overstate, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's Encrypt. Yeah.
Let's Encrypt led to SSL Everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. And it was colon cancer. Or it was complications of surgery after being diagnosed with colon cancer, something like along those lines. So, if you are getting up there like me and others that we know, I was gonna throw you under the bus or drag you under the bus with me, but I thought maybe you'd want to duck and cover, but. No. You should worry. Tested. You should worry about colon cancer. Get tested, and it's as far as I am aware, very readily and easily treatable if it's discovered early, and very much not if it is not discovered early. So, I was sorry to hear or see this, and I thought it would be a kind of a good. Good way to end the show today. So,
yep. Good reminder.
There you go. All right, my friend.
Cool. Have a good night, John.
Thank you very much. I will talk to you next week. See you, Eric.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.